Hello, Gecko Guy 31127 here, and this is a contest entry for Earthling 1984's Make a Pet Care video, and my care video is on the African fat-tailed geckos. So here's all the scientific. Okay. So, like their name suggests, they are from Africa. They're from West Africa, ranging from Senegal to Cameroon. And they live in dry desert scrubland savannas, right around by the Sahara Desert. They are a nocturnal gecko species, and their average lifespan is a good 10 years plus. 15 would be really good. Any more than that, then you're doing an awesome job. So housing, a minimum of 10 gallons for a pair, but in my opinion I think that's a little cramped, so this is a 20-gallon long aquarium, and I prefer to use aquariums because they hold humidity just a little better. And I just took all the cage stuff out of there just as a video demonstration. I'll show the setup in a little bit. Alright, so 20 gallons for a pair, and just like all reptile species, you don't really want to have two males in the same cage because they'll fight and will leave the other one badly injured. And one of my fat-tailed geckos, this one right there that you're looking at in the corner, nipped at the other African fat-tailed gecko's tail. Bulbous, but they do regrow their tail, but as you can see it's not the original and doesn't look the same. Heating, lighting, and humidity. For heating, I use the Fluker's brand reptile lights. This is the daylight that you see that's on, and it's a 100-watt bulb. And this one right here is the night light, and I use a 75-watt bulb. And for heating, just a second, my audio is going to cut out when I zoom in. For heating, you want it to about, this is my preference, about 84 to 88 degrees with a hot spot of 90. And relative humidity of 40 to 60%. So right around there, it's 40 to 60%. So just take, average a little spray bottle and just mist the cage. You'll get that humidity, no problem. So, feeding. What you want to do is give them crickets. That's the main part of the diet. For some weird reason, African fat-tailed geckos don't like to eat worms, but as long as the worms are nice and wiggly and alive and moving, they'll go after the worms. Mine actually ate worms, no problem, and I have a couple videos on that. For their size, they're about 3 inches as hatchlings and 8 to 10 inches as adults. And generally, they are a little smaller than leopard geckos. They can be housed with leopard geckos, but the problems you might find is that the African fat-tailed gecko might have some shedding problems. Okay, and then handling. What I like to do is just bring my hand in there and gently pick it up. Okay. And then, African fat-tailed gecko is just in my hand. She's probably hungry. It is feeding time right now as I'm doing this video. Substrate. What's on the floor of the enclosure. What I like to do is use paper towels for all of my animals except for my fire-belly toads. So my crested geckos, my leopard geckos, my fat-tailed geckos, they all get paper towel. But with these guys, you want to spray the paper towels so it gets that humidity up. And the reason for using paper towels is so they don't get impacted, which you are familiar with that. Something gets in the stomach and they can't digest it and they constipate to death. But you can use Eco Earth, something like that, but I prefer not to. So breeding, it's basically as simple as putting a male and female together. These are two females right here. And then they'll go at it, and then you got to have a lay box, similar to what you do with leopard geckos. You have a lay box with moss or vermiculite, perlite, whatever you like to use as a medium. And then for babies, you incubate it at the same temperature as leopard geckos. And they are temperature dependent, so if you heat it at 1 degree, this certain degree, they'll have males, or if it's at a different degree, it's females, or right in the middle, it'll be males and females. And there's plenty of morphs that are being discovered each year. These are normal stripe morphs, but there's other morphs such as the albino, the caramel, the whiteout, which is extremely expensive, like a couple grand. So your wallet size depends on what kind of morph you can afford. So if you want a cheaper morph, these normal stripe morphs would be the way to go. These were $35 each, so I spent $70 on both of them. To choose a healthy pet, obviously you want to make sure that there's nothing coming out of their nose, that they have good clear eyes, no shed left on them, they're moving around, and you can ask to see a feeding demonstration. Then check for the obvious signs of like smeared feces on their ventral area, or check for MBD. Okay, so I'll show a little feeding demonstration. They're probably extremely hungry right now, so I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, so this is just a little bit of feeding. See if she'll get a cricket or two. Here we go. Alright. Okay, so this concludes my African fat-tailed gecko care video. This is just a quick little setup. There is a hide that goes there. And, oh, there she got one. So, in conclusion, they're a lot of fun to care for. Just about the same care as a leopard gecko. You just need to have higher humidity. They come from Africa. You can house two together in a 20-gallon aquarium. And I think that they're a lot of fun. And you should definitely get one. Alright, so this is Gecko Guy 31127. Thank you for letting me enter